So, a quick little recap of where you guys are right now. Izron and George, you guys are able to successfully kill the goblins and Klarg, their leader, inside this small room, which is filled with looted provisions that this group has taken from the merchants traveling to town. Unfortunately, you saw two of your companions, Snook and Rorrim, both die. Although Rorrim seemed to almost like disappear in like in the pathos of light, leaving nothing behind. To have taken a short rest to get back some health. And outside of this room, the only thing that really gave you pause, besides the treasure chest that you looted that had the 2 potions of healing, a coin, was the series of crates that are stacked in this corner here from the Wind Whistle Trading Post. Made attention to Thalia. And there's 4 boxes of these Wind Whistle Trading Post boxes. Each box is about 50 to 90 pounds, so they're pretty hefty. But as you both have got a second to catch your breath, Izron and George, what would you like to do?
Yeah, over the short rest, because I don't think it's very long, I was hoping George would be able to move those boxes to like the entrance of the cave so he doesn't forget them on the way out, because he doesn't trust his memory.
Okay, yeah. Would you take them down the hole where the goblin went through?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he would awkwardly do that because it's kind of quicker.
While that's happening, Izron would definitely be sitting down somewhere central, like probably near the fire over here, and watching both entrances as George does his thing.
Okay. Easy enough to do. The whole time you're sitting there, you get the sense that the other goblins that might be in this cave seem to stay away from Klarg's domain, his little hovel here. But none of them had were brave enough to come and see what was going on.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of noises, so I would understand not wanting to go into this room. Yeah, I guess George will look at Izron and just be like, well, I think I've rested up enough. I'm not sure what else is in this cave, but I feel like we need to rescue those people. Of course, for getting paid.
As if it's for getting paid, I agree. Otherwise, well, let's see. Yeah, let's see if they're still alive.
And then George will just make his way across.
Alright, so as the two of you make your way kind of the way you came, the cavern here has now 2 empty pools of water, but it's starting to be refilled again with the waterfall that's coming through. However, as you guys are walking along the path here, it looks almost like the world itself rips open. And this large amber spinning, almost like portal, starts to slowly appear and get bigger and bigger and bigger right next to the two of you.
Oh boy.
I would like to go into my dancing steel battle stance as a bonus action.
Okay, so as you ready up, looking at the portal, not sure what's going to come out, your power Rorrim is going to fall out of the ethereal plane.
Holy shit.
And then the portal is going to slowly close behind him.
That's not getting any better.
Is that you, Rorrim? Or is someone wearing you?
Why would someone wear me? That seems ridiculous.
Well, I figured I didn't see anyone that could cast magic back there but the goat. So
Hey, I got
I don't know how you... Izron? Izran.
Yeah. Izron.
Dying never does get better, you know?
You died. That's where you went off to?
Oh, yes.
You don't say.
It was honestly really quite painful. Oh, you never get used to it. But I see you lived. Where's Snook?
I was gonna ask you the same thing. I was hoping Snook was gonna come out of that portal with you then.
No, I haven't seen him. I've been just mostly, trying to get back, to life.
Did you run into Bedoma in there?
No. Haven't for a while. Try not to.
Well, I guess that's something we have in common at least. Well, yeah, Snook's dead. I guess you're back.
Oh.
So you're back on our team. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you two are not dead. That would not be ideal.
Yes, definitely wouldn't be ideal.
Are you alright, Izron?
Oh, nothing that a nice rest can't handle.
You look much more rested than before. I think. How long has it been?
Years.
No.
Bruce, your short rests are about what, 10 minutes, I think?
30 minutes. It's been about 35 minutes.
Okay. It's been about half an hour.
Oh. That's fast.
Do you normally
longer?
Do you die often?
I try to stay away from it. More so recently. Things have been getting dicey.
Does that mean you're not human?
What do you mean?
You're like an elf or something in there?
I mean, you saw me the other day, didn't you?
I didn't really look for your ears. Your hair kind of was in the way.
Fair enough. I suppose you could say that, then. Sorry if you feel a sense of human camaraderie, but...
Oh, it's definitely a bit more awkward now. I thought we had something in common, but that's fine. We should probably,
Well, I've still got your back.
Yes, you did quite well with that. But yes, we should head out and find that rock seeker, Gundren. He's probably on the other side of this bridge here. I saw Snook run across, but he didn't stay there for very long.
As you come up to the bridge now, you can see that the path to the north goes down the waterway you guys came. It goes under the bridge, and then to the west, it goes over the bridge. You can see there the two levers on the side here. One is slowly starting to like reset itself as the pool of water gets a little bit more full. You can see there two goblins are laying dead. One that Izron and Snook killed before. Because your passive perception is so high, Rorrim, you can hear slight echoes of chatter coming down the corridor up here.
My token has dark vision. Well, I should not. I can see things I'm not meant to.
Alright.
There we go. Okay. Much better.
Darkness.
George would like to take a quick look at the goblins, see if they have anything interesting on them.
Both goblins are pretty bare bones. They each carry a scimitar and a short bow, and they have really holy leather armor, but they don't carry any type of coin.
Fair enough.
I'd like to go over to one of the levers and pull it.
It hasn't fully reset yet, so as you push it down, you just hear, and you see a little bit of water flow through the cavern behind you.
Okay.
So George, as you turn the corner here, there's a goblin that pops into your view. It has its back to you, but the light of your lantern on your belt, the goblin's going to turn around and then look down the corridor at you. And it's going to look over its head. I think you can see the goblin that's right here.
Yes, I can.
That goblin there, and from what you can see from this point, you can see a lot of it. So this is you look into a large cave. There's a 10-foot high shelf that splits it. Then there's a very steep natural staircase which leads from the lower to the upper edge of this. The air's a bit hazy here. You can smell smoke of a cooking fire, but you also smell this very pungent, poorly cured hide odor. You can smell some unwashed goblins. Then you also see a companion that you met earlier. You see Sildar. He looks very beaten, bloody, and his hands are tied. He doesn't notice you there. He looks like he's had a pretty rough go of it. The goblin's going to look down the corridor, turn back and look at this much larger goblin, like looking for direction, and the goblin leans over and shouts down the corridor, "Do you work for Klarg?"
George will look at Rorrim and Izron for what to say.
I'd like to mosey my way up to say, yes, we do. We do work for Klarg.
Will you come to eat our meatses?
Not us. The great Klarg has requested that we bring him the meat.
Yeah. Klarg, fat, always hungry. Come. But you only take a little bit.
And knowing Klarg, he will want much more than little bit.
Well, maybe we should speak before you go. As you get a little bit closer now, you can see there's another figure tied up next to Sildar. This figure... Gallis, if you want to describe your new character, what your new character looks like.
So my new character is a Valthera, even though they, are essentially created, in an adult state. He's very young, is only 19. He's darker fur than your typical Valthera. Just kind of, it looks kind of upset that he's got caught here.
Let you a little bit deeper into here. You can see both of the characters, both captives. They have rope wrapped around their wrists, and around their the rope around their wrist is also tied to the stalagmite in the corner here. The human looks very badly beaten, and you do recognize him. And then the Valthera looks like it's taken some scratches. It's in a much healthier state. Doesn't look as dirty like as if the Valthera hasn't been here as long. As you approach now, the goblin here, that's obviously the leader. He's much bigger, wears a cloak. How much do you like working for Klarg?
Klarg, okay, not share much And Izron's kind of like gonna rub a stomach to pretend like he's hungry and say, "Much hunger."
Would you like to join us and overthrow Klarg, who does not share his meats?
Izron's gonna look at his two companions and think for a moment. Then he's gonna say, "Yes, hungry. Join. Feed Klarg. Share much meat."
Where's the other one?
Who was
Klarg said that there was a dwarf.
Oh, the dwarf was taken by the goblin with the strange head.
Strange head.
And you see the goblin is talking to you. He like takes his head, puts it around his ears, and like makes it go like elongated, like he's trying to say that the skull is really long, almost like a xenomorph.
Very strange head. But Klarg want small dwarf too, but Klarg will take this one. Izron's gonna point to that one. We make Klarg sleepy, take over, beat Klarg.
Make a deception check because you just said something that the goblin knows is not true.
Oh boy, here we go.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Well, I can give you a prisoner for Klarg, but wouldn't you rather help me kill Klarg?
Yes, help Klarg. Help you put Klarg sleep. You come, take and sleep.
Why would Klarg sleep when Klarg can die?
Klarg sleep, we kill. Klarg never wake up. Let's fight.
The goblin looks very confused, even though you're trying to say kill him in his sleep. He's having a hard time understanding what you're talking about because his intelligence is very low.
Seeing that he's not understanding, Izron will look at George and hope that he will understand and kind of like put the two hands together and put him on the right side of his face and tilt his head as he looks at George.
Orders like shrug.
So Izron's gonna look at this goblin and he's gonna do the same thing. He says, "Sleep." And then he's gonna take two fingers he's gonna take two of his fingers, make a walking motion to where his neck is, and then take the thumb and drag it across neck and make the sound of it.
You made that as confusing as possible.
Okay.
So you kill Klarg, bring me Klarg's head, I become new Klarg.
Yes.
You give us.
We take this one, make Klarg confused or weaker. Bring Klarg head.
He's gonna point at the one right here. He's gonna point at the Valthera. That one has more meat.
Yes, much meat, but show Klarg he weaker. Give him less meat. You keep more meat. You stronger.
Klarg will want all the meat, not just some of the meat.
Klarg get no meat as we take that one, make Klarg weak, confuse, take out before eat.
But if Klarg eat too much,
Oh,
Klarg
yeah, I
gets
should pick this
sleepy.
Izron in a monologue is George is making this harder on me. God dang it.
Should Klarg eat 2? But should a Klarg
Yes.
eat more than 2 for extra sleep?
Klarg eat these two and that one. And he's going to point at the goblin in the north side of the cave.
The goblin starts to back up a little bit.
Klarg very hungry.
How hungry, Klarg?
Hold up. I'm thinking.
He's going to hold up his
Hungry
hand
for
to like measure it.
George will wait till his arms are as far away as possible.
Ooh, Klarg very hungry.
Dang it, that one looks kind of spellcastery to me.
Klarg angry, very, very angry, mean.
Oh gosh.
Hungry.
So, Bruise.
Yep.
No, never mind. I don't think I could do it because I was gonna see what could I try to like subtly do a prestidigitation sound of like a rumble, like drums rumbling to kind of imitate a stomach.
It's tough because it's verbal and somatic, so you have to like speak.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was thinking. So no, I'm not gonna do that plan.
Okay. But in your description, the goblin here, the lead goblin, first spitter, he's gonna bark, "Arms up!" And you see each of the goblins pull out their weapons. If Klarg is this much hungry, he's gonna hold out his hands all the way wide again. Then 3 is better than 2, and you 3 are very large, including that one. And he points at Izadon. Or Izron. That one is
Dang it,
very
you see,
big.
things
Lots
were
of
working
meat.
well.
I don't think they were, Izron.
I'm thinking this in my head.
We will either kill you where you stand, or you can bring us Klarg's head, and I will give you both prisoners. You can be on your way.
George is going to look at Rorrim to basically be like, you got my back, and she's gone.
It just runs away.
I'm just like blindly feeling through the cave, trying to make our way back.
Eventually you see the bonfire.
I'm
Nice.
just gonna give George a look like pain, essentially.
We had the numbers till she ran off.
I grab
Are you
Klarg's
just moving
head.
along?
I'm just thinking numbers doesn't help.
Run back around the corner, feel along the walls. I see the light. I'm gonna throw Klarg's head into the middle of the room.
So Rorrim just reappears out of nowhere and throws the severed head of Klarg as it bounces into the room. And just because I love his character art so much, this is the head that flies into the room.
He's so stupid. I love him.
So he has no neck, so you got a little bit of his shoulder in there as he throws him in.
It was a rush job.
God looks a little surprised at first, so as he does, he says, "Did you kill Klarg that quickly? Or did you..."
Yes.
Ah. You are a great warrior.
Yes.
Well, now that I am the new Klarg, would you like to join us?
I will get us meat as long as you give us. Follow deal. Give us those 2.
Human Valthera, go free, and me new boss. Goblin's gonna look over to the smaller goblin. He's gonna point to the scimitar around his waist. Cut them free. Gets out Sildar. Sildar's gonna fall over because he's so badly beat with his 1 hit point. The goblin makes his way over to Dev, and then it's going to cut out Dev. Now the Valthair is free. The goblin backs away.
I go hunt. Use my strength. Get meat.
A deal
This is not a lie.
is a deal. The two of you are free to go. This is our cave. Do with it as we wish. With our new companion. What is your name, Hunter?
Nope.
Noop. Glorious Noop. Second to only Klarg. All the goblins around look kind of confused, and then the main goblin says, "No, me, I'm Klarg now."
Honor to Klarg.
Change your name to Klarg the second. There we go.
Klarg 2.
Yeah, I guess George will awkwardly sheath his broadsword. And he'll look over to Sildar. Are you able to walk, or do you need a hand?
I might need a hand.
I'll grab him as I start walking.
The two of you start to slowly help Sildar walk out. You can feel some of his bones are broken. You can see some blood that's pouring out of under his golden claw tunic. You slowly make your way past the goblins. As you do, they just kind of snicker at you. Human's weak.
While they walk, George is gonna ask Derv if he's any good with a blade.
I haven't used a blade in a while.
George will whisper, "Well, I don't know about you, but I don't like goblins, especially this close to Davensford. We should probably kill these before we leave."
Collapse the tunnels.
I won't say no. Like whispering.
If you collapse the tunnels, they can't get out.
I don't have any way to do that.
Yeah, I don't know a way to do it quickly.
CB says, "Kill them all."
We should kill them while they're distracted. With the whole Klarg 2 thing. Being a guardsman of Davensford, I don't want to come back in 2 months and find out that they've been killing people I'm under oath to protect.
As you get close to
Roar's in the
them,
wall.
you have to be like right there. Klarg too. As you approach, he's gonna look at you. And he says, "I knew, Hunter. Kneel before your Klarg."
Sure, why not?
As you know, he takes out a dagger. He slowly starts to knight you. To your left shoulder.
Wonderful.
And to your
Love
right
it.
shoulder.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
From here on out, you will now be named Nerp Burp.
Burp. Love it.
Your first order of business, Nerp Burp. Kill the human.
Wait, me?
Yeah, he points at you.
Oh, I see.
I've been had. It was a trick the whole time.
Oh, all those were private.
Well, that definitely caught George off guard.
Does George want to go first? Or close to first?
Sure, why not?
Let me flip George in. Okay.
17 for 2.
7.
George is in for a hell of a time.
Got it.
I'll let you do something before you get bodied.
I'll be fine, probably. I'm more worried about Rorrim.
I'm fine. Until I turn on them, it's fine. They like me.
That's a good point.
I'm their buddy.
Gives you a round of combat before you decide to betray us.
Yeah, that's like the perks offer you to be. So after this betrayal,
I wonder why I walked up there.
Klarg 2 scimitar swing at George.
Well, it heads.
Yeah. Klarg 2 is going to target Dev with a brittle bone hex. Is this a concept? And you are failed. Okay, so
Ooh.
the next time that you either move or use an action, a bonus action, or a reaction before the end of Klarg's next turn, you take 10 necrotic damage.
Oops, I don't want to do that.
The
Oh my
brittle
God.
bones.
He's just dead.
Wow,
Too
those
brittle.
brittle bones right there.
Then Klarg's going to move to here because he thinks you're an ally, so he's not trying to provoke any attacks.
I'll let him.
George.
George can attack the northmost goblin. But before that, I'm gonna use a bonus action to use last ditch evasion stance. So if I miss, I don't get opportunity attacks from that creature.
Yeah, ooh, that's a hit and that's a kill.
Are you?
Goblin, seeing his friends get his head lopped, I was going to move to here to get the flank on George and make a scimitar swing.
A 20 hits.
Well, 5. Kill the human for Klarg. Izron.
Being hurt sucks. Woo. Alright, I can move one more spot. Alright, that's what half movement, so we're good. We're gonna try coagulation lash this one.
Psh.
Let's give it a whirl.
A 15 with the flank is a hit, but it's partial damage, so it does 2. 2 with
Gotcha.
the glancing.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I can do.
Dev. I'm going to call you Dev.
What is Derv?
Derv. If he rolls a 1, he'll be Derv.
I'm legitimately just kind of stuck right here for now.
Unless you want to take the 10 necrotic, you can pass your turn.
Yeah.
What's 10 damage? They're not gonna know. Just do it.
Yeah.
Paladin? Don't you got big boy health?
Yeah, use your action to lay on hands to heal up 10 damage.
Yeah, basically, just negate it.
Oh gosh.
Ah, screw it.
The 12 misses.
And I take 10.
And the 10 necrotic damage hits your brittle bones.
So fragile.
This is gonna be a goblin short sword swing at George with flank. Sorry, scimitar. Ooh,
Jeez.
Can you all stop hitting? Jesus.
I'm rolling like crazy this game. Rorrim.
I'll get him. And I'm gonna try to pretend to swing towards George while actually hitting the goblin beside me.
Okay, make your attack and then make a performance check.
Okay.
11 misses.
Okay. Well, I miss anyways.
It's a wild swing.
I'm great at this.
It was pretty obvious to Klarg that you're swinging at the goblin. He goes, "Traitor!
But
How
The
dare
best
you,
use of
nerf
missile points.
burp!" Yeah.
well, all's well that ends well. Damn it.
Miss.
Not going great. Move here. Hey, buddy.
Jesus.
So, you know how I said the thing earlier? I'm not the best performer.
The goblin here, getting a coagulation last from Izron's going to move here. And with its crafty, it dodges opportunity attacks.
Wow.
Move to there. This is going to be a scimitar swing at Izron. 13.
Oh God, what's that? 13.
Hit.
That meets.
That's a glancing in, so 2.
No, damn it. Okay, work.
Klarg's going to use his "to me," and then 2 of the goblins are going to teleport to him.
Fun.
Shield wall.
Oh no.
I'm wondering whose idea this was again.
George.
Yeah, it was George's idea.
that person's idea.
As a bonus action, George will second wind.
Wasn't my idea?
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Oh. No,
He's actually going to move here. He's not going to do an L. He's going to do a diagonal.
That is a hit for 6. The goblin's still alive, but he's looking pretty bloody. Ah!
All right.
I was going to retaliate with a scimitar swing at George.
Huzzah. He has missed.
Izron.
Alright, we're going for this goblin over here. The lash.
Oh. Good damage roll, but it's a miss.
I see no point in moving, so we're gonna stay there. Oh wait, do I have anything bonus action wise? Nah, we're just gonna stay there.
Hey, this guy can move now.
Serve.
Yeah. Alright, let me go there.
That is a hit, and that is a kill.
Hmm.
Your Scourge comes down and smashes the goblin in the face.
I'm up here. I'm gonna look at George and be like, "Friend, you look like you keep getting hurt."
It's a hobby of mine.
And... Nope, not on him.
I'd say he's kind of dead.
Alright, should have faced on George.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go.
This goblin is going to swing at Devre. The scimitar. Oh, God.
Really?
Oh no.
Oh
I mean,
gosh.
doesn't add much to crit.
That's 9, and then it's a DC 10 con save for the
Oh yeah.
shield.
At least it could have been a lot worse. Could have been 16
Yeah.
to your face.
This day. The traitor's turn.
Hee. So I heard that there's this whole new thing, Traders United. They offer really good benefits. Not so much on the dice, but the benefits are really drawing me in.
That 14 just misses.
Benefits aren't worth it.
I'm so glad you got my back.
You're no problem, man. I am the best at not hitting. Yeah.
So Klarg going to look at Rorrim. You traitor. Eat the ground. He's going to dizzy and haze. You make a wisdom save.
A wisdom save.
Success.
Yeah, no. No.
He's going to move there. George.
I'm gonna hit the goblin.
You know, he thinks he's safe, and he is, because I won't hit him anyways.
You explode a goblin.
George is here to murder, man. Whew. Just in with one fell swoop, cleaves the goblin in two, and then as the sword's moving, he just like walks on top of its body.
Harsh.
Izron. Wait,
All right.
I think that got backwards.
Oh boy.
Take it to. There you go.
All right. I'm gonna come on over here. Aim for that goblin right here. Try to drain some blood back.
That is a miss.
These rolls. Yeah, we're gonna stay there.
What's funny is you're 8 feet tall. This is a 10 foot, and you can easily just throw your hand over it and lash at the top there.
Oh, well. Yeah, we're gonna stay there because we can't hit for anything tonight.
Surf.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna try this again.
That is a kill.
Yeah, we'll stay in.
Alright.
Let me live, and you can be the new Klarg. I bow to you.
Bonus action. Zephyr Strike.
Ah!
So advantage on this first swing.
Right to hits.
And then
Oof.
a Zephyr Strike. And then the second.
Hit.
And not add anymore.
That's 20 damage total. Klarg is looking real rough, but still barely staying alive. He's like leaning against the wall, bleeding out. I trusted you. We were friends
Wow.
for so long.
I'll let you in on a secret. My real name ain't Noob.
It's Nerp Burp.
Herb burp. Look at you. Gonna move there with this crafty.
Rude.
Slides down. Gets to there. Then he's gonna target Izron. It's his last dizzy and haze. Izron, make a wisdom save.
yeah.
Success. George. 13 misses.
No. How dare he?
You there, bald human. You want to be Klarg? Protect me.
I need to try to get some health back. So we're gonna keep trying with the lash.
That's it. That's Gil.
You need
So-
to try to get some health back. He was
so-
missing like 2.
So pretty much the lash comes out of the hand and slices the throat. And some of the blood comes to the hand, and as it does, it Umbra, we're gonna say, die painfully.
Klarg 2 falls before you, and you regain some of the health. You see that Izron basically steals some of the life force from Klarg. Sildar looks a little uneasy watching what has happened, but he's still leaning against the wall here. He's busted open part of the wall as you guys are fighting, so you guys can move through here. You get out quicker, but
What
he
an
was,
edgelord.
he looks a little uneasy at his death. Or Izron,
Well, you
excuse
know,
me.
an old saying down in Krog, you know, edgelord.
While Klarg's getting slurped up by Izron, can I check his body? See if there's anything of importance.
Yeah, so as you look over Klarg, he does have he has a little small pouch. It looks like he's been trying to keep it hidden from the first Klarg. And inside, 90 gold pieces.
Oh boy. That's what I'm hearing is they're rich now. Let me stop.
There's a well-made dagger with an emerald gem in the handle.
Oh, shiny.
Okay, I'll take the dagger for sure, and then I'll hand out 22.5 gold coins to each of us.
Alright, I put the dagger in inventory.
2.5.
How does that math out?
22
22
golds
and
and then
5
5
silver.
silver.
Oh, okay, that works.
The dagger, as you look at it, you're pretty well versed in this type of magic as your duty from your previous life. It's a +1 dagger.
Oh,
Shiny.
cool. I can shave my beard with that. I'm sure no one
yeah.
else would want it.
Oh yes, shaving my beard. What a
I'm
plus
enjoying
one.
my swords.
Seeing as George got Rorrim's cut of the gold when we killed the first Klarg, he will offer Rorrim the dagger if they want it.
Nah.
And it'll be like it's magical. It's magic.
Ooh, but I guess it would count as magical slashing then, I guess.
It would also help you hit, since that seems to be an issue.
Wow.
Maybe that's you fell
That- That's,
That's true. You could
that's
put
so
it.
mean.
You could offhand it.
Ooh.
That's gonna be my dagger.
I'm just gonna heal myself for 10 while they fight each other.
Yeah, I'll offhand that dagger.
I'll win. She won't hit me. She can't.
Do you have? Is the cart and the ox outside? I don't think I could walk the rest of the way.
Not exactly like right outside, but we have to go get it anyway. You can wait in here.
Rock slicker go.
Klarg too said an ugly goblin took him. So he's still out there, I guess. In another cave, maybe?
Yeah. I have some information I can tell you, but I think it might be best if we do it on the road and not here. Just in case any more of those goblins come back.
Shouldn't we be looking for our dwarven friend?
He sadly is not here.
Oh.
He was stolen by an ugly goblin. If uglier.
So we aren't getting paid.
From what I overheard, Klarg isn't the leader of these goblins. He was ordered to bring Gundren to someone called the Black Widow. If I'm honest, I've never heard anyone of that name. +2, got it. It's a mistake.
The human. So weird. Doesn't even learn our names.
Do any of you know of someone named the Black Widow?
Can I do what would be a history check or something to see if I remember something?
Yeah, make a history check.
Yeah, let's see if I know anything.
With an 11, it doesn't sound like anything that you were aware of.
Gotcha.
Would I be able to make the roll, seeing as I'm from this area, maybe?
Yeah, make a history check.
I'm not good at history.
No,
I
you're
have
not.
no idea.
0.
So even with the 7 at advantage, to be from the area, the Black Widow is not a name that you heard in passing.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Oh, how about them zeros?
Everyone's gonna dump something, you know?
Oh
Well-
god.
I appreciate you saving me, but I must ask 2 favors of you. One is... Well, I was going to say put an end to all the goblins here that did this, but it sounds like that has been done. And I know that Gundren isn't here, but we could still get his provisions to the trading post. But I'll even throw in 50 gold each your way if you can get me safely to Davensford. I'm sure I can get coin together once we get back.
Can I insight that?
Sure.
Okay.
With the 15, you get
That
the
sounds
sense
like a
that
deal.
he wants to just try to make sure he stays alive, and he doesn't. Even though you kill the goblins, he's not 100% sure he can trust you. He just trying to incentivize you to make sure he gets to town safely.
I mean, it did look like I was turning over to the other side.
Izron, he's a little hesitant, but he has ways to ensure that he gets paid, so yeah, he'll help him out.
I'm already heading to Davensford, so it shouldn't be an issue. I'm gonna go get that wagon. Someone wants to keep an eye on Sildar here.
Nah, I'm gonna go with I'll go with you to get the wagon.
My best friend. Goat man.
I have a name.
Hey, you two live together.
What? He doesn't live with me. He's never
No,
been to
no.
Davensford.
I'm
No,
just
you
gonna
both-
start
you both-
sloshing down
okay.
this river.
So does everyone go, or do you want to? Because Sildar's not gonna be able to make the walk, so you guys could maybe split, or you guys could all 4 go.
I was hoping we would split so people can watch Sildar, because we need to come back so we can put those boxes on the wagon anyway.
Yeah. Hang on here.
Okay. So I got George and Izron going to get the wagon. Serve and Rorrim to stay with Sildar.
Mm-hmm.
Dark.
Yep.
Right. So while you guys are split, as Izron and George 2 are walking to the wagon, I'm gonna jump you to the road there.
On the road again.
This might make this go invisible for Rorrim and Dark. 2 of you approach Babe Ruth. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about on the way getting your wagon?
Nah, for me, for Izron, it's mostly silent as he is thinking.
Yeah, George is awkwardly walking next to Izron. He towers over him. Legitimately almost twice my height. That's nuts.
As the two of them leave, it's about a couple mile walk, so you guys will be gone for a little bit as you go to get Babe Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
While this is happening, we give get you guys out in the light so you can see.
I can see perfectly fine.
Sure.
Is there anything the two of you like to talk about together or with Sildar as the other two are heading to get the wagon?
I will reach up, adjust my mask, and then suddenly do that. Take it off, introduce myself. Hello, I am Rorrim. It's good to make your acquaintance. I'm glad things did not turn out worse there. And you see a white hair, kind of generic, soft features. This time there's elvish ears that are kind of poking out. And we'll...
It's
Good to meet you.
glad you were able to pull me out of there. Seems we are in a bit of a conundrum here with Gudrun.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Do I see her like do all that, like kind of disguise sulfur?
I kind of like look away and adjust it and then adjust it, take it off and turn back. But
Yeah, you probably get a sense that there's a little bit of magic because it's a verbal somatic, so you'd hear her like mutter something and move her hand.
Mm-hmm.
But
the motion I kind of use is just adjust my mask and just that little bit. It's subtle, practiced.
oh, Paladin, were you ambushed by that strange goblin with the elongated head as well?
To be fair, I don't know.
The thing was unnatural. Strange is when they ambushed me and Gudrun. That goblin with its hands glowed green, but it was almost like the other goblins didn't want it around or didn't know who it was. It was almost like it came from nowhere.
Oh. Indeed strange. I don't think I've had an introduction from your side, Paladin.
Yeah, there isn't much to tell.
Your name?
True. I've heard your name is something odd, but I'm Devre.
Ah, mine is Rorrim. Not any of those I said before.
Your name is not Herp, Derp, Herp, whatever that
No.
goblin called you.
Oh, certainly not. Sounds ridiculous.
At this point, you can
I
see
suppose-
the Babe Ruth starting to like slowly come around the horizon.
Ha! Here they are.
Before they get there, do you trust Trazen?
Done no harm.
Something is uneasy about a creature from the below.
Compared to a creature from anywhere else. And she'll just tilt her head inquisitively.
I admire your inclusivity.
It's just time spent, you lose some of that. There's good and bad in all. Depending on how you see it.
I see it as uneasy, but as long as you can deliver me safety to Davensford, I'll make sure to pay each of you. You've returned. Not a scratch on the ox. Your travels are okay? Calls out to George and Izron.
Oh, old Ruthie here. She's been perfect. No troubles.
In terms on Izron's position, he's laying in the cart with his feet hanging out the edge, I would assume.
You didn't spy any goblins by chance, did you?
Not this time, no. So you're all safe as well?
Way too attached to this ox.
Yes, we should move quickly and get out of here in case they get any reinforcements or any scouting parties.
Just in a moment. I need to load up some of these crates. Klarg had some that were heading to Davensford. Figured I'd put them on as well.
Smart. And he slowly walks to the cart and starts to huff himself over, climbing. Still exhausted and wounded, but jumps in the cart.
Yeah, George will put all those, see, there's 5 crates, I think?
4 crates?
4. That was close. I'll load those up.
I'll try to give you a hand with some of them.
I move out the way so you can get them in.
And seeing as Snuck isn't here, George will take the front of the wagon. Now that shotgun's free.
Alright, so with that, you guys are off. About a day's journey from Davensford, so you guys will lose your exhaustion by 1. I'll just take them both off to get them out of there.
Does it count as a full long rest then?
Yep, yeah, a full long rest on the way there. Sildar is looking a little bit better from before. Music. You don't hear music, do you?
It's very quiet, but I do hear it.
What is the music you speak of?
It's very hopeful.
It's the tunes.
The tunes?
The pipes, the pipes.
So on the cart heading down the road
them.
here, you're going down some plains, but you do see some of the forest in the mountain area starting to coalesce. As you know, you're getting really close. George could almost feel homesick at this point. And as you're making your way through, Sildar, now feeling a little bit better and feeling a little bit safer, is going to engage you guys about what he's heard.
Mm-hmm.
I guess also during this time I will have introduced myself to the other 2.
Welcome to the
Just so I don't say human.
crazy train.
Human.
Yeah, George will introduce himself as George.
Izron will introduce himself as Izron.
It's a weird way to say that.
I think to tell you what happened to us, I should start from the beginning of our travel. I am Sildar, a member of the Golden Claw. I've made my way out here because I am investigating a missing mage who is also a member of the Golden Claw. We are the elite fighting force for the Krovian Empire. While I was searching for this missing mage, I came across Gundren in the Calvé crossroads. Gundren spoke of an old mine in Davensford that has a missing artifact with the power to both create and enhance magic items. Apparently him and his brothers discovered an entrance to what's something known as the Echo Cave, where this artifact forge is presumed to lie. I agreed to accompany him to Davensford. For what better way to find a mage than maybe where a place where magical items can be made? I was hoping that the two may coexist. After we met, and you decided to bring these goods for Gundren, we were hijacked on the road, pretty close to where I'm sure you found our tracks. Gundren does have the entrance to this magical cave, the Echo Cave, on him, which is why I can only assume he's the reason he was taken and I was left to rot, and presumably be slain. If they were to bring him anywhere, I imagine that Gundren was taken to Cragmaw Castle. That's where the chief of these goblins calls home, and it's where Klarg spoke of quite often. Sadly, I don't know where Cragmaw Castle is. I was hoping to get some information when we make it to Davensford. I know this sounds like a lot, and it might be more than you signed up for, but I would hope that you would help us find Gundren. Maybe put an end to this goblin threat, to whoever this Black Widow is.
Well, I have some things to do in Davensford, but perhaps some of my friends in the watch might be able to help. Either way, wouldn't say no to dealing with some goblins. Always a scourge on land.
Izron will just rub his fingers together, doing the universal sign for money.
Yes, I'll pay you as soon as we get to Davensford. I need to take out a loan. It's a wire from the Golden Claw, which should only take a day or two.
I will trust what you say. And then starts practicing his pan flute.
If you're from the area, have you heard of a missing mage? Maybe has went through town? Not sure if you've been there recently. It would have been maybe a few weeks ago.
DM, would George know anything about a missing mage and or Cragmaw Castle?
So you've heard whispers of Cragmaw Castle, but you're not sure where it is, but you know it's somewhere in the Tangled Links, the forest. And you haven't heard anything about a missing mage. At least part of the story holds up for you, as you've heard the whispers of that castle where he might have been taken to, Gundren.
Well, I haven't heard anything about any wizards or mages missing, but Cragmaw Castle is a thing that exists. But aside from that, that's all I know from your story.
There is one strange thing, and maybe a few of you may know or have experienced this before. I've asked your companions here, but there was a goblin with an elongated head that ambushed Gundren and I. It was a very unnatural creature. The other goblins shunned it, but by the blasphemous bell, I swear it whispered to me in my mind something about, I think it said, "You're not what Rookstead wants," and then it just abruptly left. Have you seen goblins like this here? Is this a normal occurrence?
Not on my duties, no.
That is peculiar.
Certainly not a common occurrence. Things aren't very smart most of the time.
Yes, and this one was, it seemed highly intelligent compared to the other goblins. I mean, I heard you as you were trying to, I'm not sure if I would call it reason or trick second Klarg, but that goblin with the strange head was much smarter than the others.
Sounds like a big threat then. Last thing we need is a goblin that's smart.
That aren't.
So, Rorrim, now that you're back, and you seem to be as good as ever, are you joining us? At least until we get Gundren?
Well, I don't see why I wouldn't. Seem good company. Seems a good job as well. Exciting.
Fantastic.
More exciting than the last couple, at least.
I'm sure he'll pay you. And if not, at least we'll be able to find and make sure that the Echo Cave is real.
Called that.
Magic items are always a draw to adventurers like yourselves.
Is there a reason why it's called that?
I'm honestly not sure. For me, it was merely a means to get here to find my missing friend.
Understandable.
We'll do our best to get them back. I can't say much about goblins with big heads, but I've slain my fair share of normal goblins. Can't be that much harder.
As long as they bleed, we can kill them. At this point, the rutted tracks here emerge from a wooded hillside, and you catch your first glimpse of Davensford. You guys are the Black Dice. The town consists of about 40 or 50 simple log buildings. Some are built on old fieldstone foundations. More old ruins, crumbling stone walls are covered with ivory and briar. Then they surround some of the newer houses and shops. So it looks as if on this two-story, the homes that are on the bottom are like older. The homes that are on the top are like the newer. And then George would know that on number 8 there, number 8 is the Come On In, which is like the place to go. It's like the tavern, a good tavern in town. And then you can see this hillside is going to slowly slope up. And George would also be able to tell you guys that number 2 is where a lot of the gang activity is in the area. Number 1 is a very rundown manor, which is the Clement Manor. It is one of the 7 houses of Krov, but they dictate a leadership, and they just leave the manor abandoned, so no one lives there. The manor's fallen apart. It's boarded up. But as you approach, and as you go through the muddy streets, you see children playing on the town. And townsfolk are pretty cheery. They go to their chores, so they run errands, running from shop to shop. Many people look at you and smile as you approach. They don't seem to mind that seeing Izron or Devre, a large Valthera or a large Drazen. They're so far away from normal society that
It's the music.
yeah, they're just kind of like whatever. But as you guys make your way in, Sildar is going to excuse himself to go to the town master's hall, which is number 5, to talk to the leader of the town and to try to get a loan to pay you guys. From your vantage point here, you can see children playing. There's a couple of regular merchant shops if you want to buy anything. Number 7 is the Wind Whistle trading post. And then as you guys move around, or if there's anything like you want to target, I can give you guys a heads up of where stuff is.
All right. Well, I'm not sure about the rest of y'all, but it's been a long day. I don't know how that works with you, Rorrim. Is it a new day?
It gets tricky, you know?
Sounds like you need a rest as well, then. If we skip this new part of the town and we head down southward, there's a nice, I guess you could call it a speakeasy, a tavern. I'm not too sure what you'd call it compared to the bigger cities, but it's a nice place to relax, get our wits about us, and then we can, I guess, head out from there. I have some stuff to do in town. I don't know about the rest of you. So maybe we rest up a day.
I'd like to spend coin.
I'd also like to just browse the market slightly.
Well, that's just past the stone gate here. Can't miss it. And he'll point at the very colorful tents.
A couple quick notes too. One is the Wind Whistle trading post from the box you got it from there. And then if you wanted to go to where Arthan's provisions are, which is where Gundren had hired you to deliver the other stuff, it's number 4. So there's 2 different trading posts in the area.
I say let's go get paid.
None of you are tired.
No?
I feel like the sales have been cut off of me twice now.
I've experienced worse.
Well, good for you. I'm sorry that my
No.
human body can't handle the same things as you.
I mean, you could always get that changed from what I hear.
I guess
How
what
would
time
you
of
do
day?
something like that?
Oops, sorry.
That I don't know.
Well, that's not very helpful. If you happen to learn anything about changing one's body to make them not old and cracky, let me know.
Please tell me I'm in my 30s and it hurts. My bones.
Doesn't get any better in your 40s.
Fuck.
I have to start fixing that soon.
What time of day is it, Bruce?
It's past midday. It's probably 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Sun's slowly starting to set. You guys are in late fall too, so it'll probably be dark in a couple hours.
Sun's getting real low, big guy.
If there's any, like, you can call it a number and I can tell you what it is. You can go there, or you can kind of meander around. That's however you guys want to go about. Every number is like an area of stuff that's going on.
What was number 7 again? The windmill?
7 is the Wind Whistle trading post.
Is that the one that I would know about, or would it be the other one?
Yeah, Wind Whistle is where your friend works. That's our
Okay.
trading post.
And
then-
4 is where the stuff was supposed to go.
Yeah, 4 is where Gundren had hired you guys to deliver the goods.
Okay.
And where did those boxes we have meant to go?
That's going to 7.
From the cave? Going to 7?
Then Sildar went to 5.
I guess I will head to 7 if people want to come with me.
Yeah. I will follow him.
I'm fine with following.
Kitty. Right.
There's a cat.
You make your way to the Wind Whistle trading post. Hanging above the door of this modest trading post is a sign shaped like a wooden whistle with blue lines painted down the side. As you all walk in, you see a Thalorian woman in her mid to late 30s. She's walking around the trading post with a broom and dustpan. And I'm assuming George is going to walk in first.
Yeah, he's gonna walk in and immediately a big smile shows up on his face. He'll pick up the cat, which likes him, doesn't attack him at all, and he'll walk over to the desk.
She turns around.
Izron's coming in last.
Oh, George, you're back. How was your travels? It's good to see you.
Thalia, it's been an adventure. Something I thought I was long past, but doing good. Didn't get what I wanted, but I got some stuff for you actually.
Really? What do you have?
4 crates with your name on them.
Wow, we had a shipment due to arrive last week, but it never shown. This has to be that. They were ambushed on the road.
Well, they were with some goblins, so that would make some sense.
Yeah, I was worried. Since you've been gone, the times here have gotten a little rougher. Those damn dead rabbits are taking over the power vacuum left by... And as she sees the other ones behind her, she kind of trails off a bit, left by, those before.
Yeah. Still trying to find those. But they're not hurting anyone, are they?
It's been quiet. It's only been the dead rabbits. For the longest time, they've been harassing all the businesses. And I hate to say, but I've had to pay the tithe myself.
How much?
50 gold a week.
George will fish through his pouch and pull up the 50 gold that he's earned in the last 24 hours, and he'll hand it over. Well, I can't stop the rabbits, but I can at least help you.
Oh, thank you. You're sweet. It's good to have you back, and it seems you've made some interesting companions.
I've made a friend, and I've met some things.
Things.
It's my friend Izron. It's Rorrim. And that's Devre. Devre, I think? He's new.
Pleasure, I am Thalia. George and I go way back.
Izron's just gonna wave and smile.
I don't know if you know this, but George is he's a very trusted and loyal, well-respected person in this city. You are in good hands to be at his side here.
I see.
Did you tell them about the time when you fought off that owlbear before it could get in and eat poor little bugs?
I have not. No, I don't like to put myself in that much of a light.
Oh, I would love to hear the story, though. It sounds quite interesting.
You heard most of it. Dealt with an owlbear.
I'll lean into Thalia and be like, tell me more. Since he doesn't want to, toot his own horn.
I was gonna say, is George kind of like I don't know, kind of like, I don't know, glowing, I guess, with like her saying that kind of stuff?
He's definitely trying to like downplay his actions. He doesn't really want to talk about his past. It's kind of the vibe you'd be getting from it.
I'm gonna poke the proverbial owlbear.
I don't want to embarrass George. You can already see he's starting to blush. His forehead's getting quite red. But he's I'm sure you tell he's a military man. Was a member here, the town guard. Knows his way around a blade. Which by looking at the dried blood, it seems that you have had to use it.
Yeah, bloody goblins are getting pretty brazen. Well, I'll get those crates for you, and I believe at least these two here wanted to do some shopping. Don't mind me.
Thank you. I don't have much. It's been quite hard to get a lot of goods here, but I can tell you what I have. Is there anything that you guys are looking for? She doesn't have any magic items. She has basic adventuring gear stuff.
Okay. Does she have like weapons?
She does. You could buy like long swords or short swords or claymores or any of the goods.
Yeah, like any of your weapons, the fancy ones, the cool looking ones, the ones that bleed.
Yeah, like some Erenel weapons. Yeah, she can sell you those.
Yeah. I will take 2 clawed gauntlets that say that they are 6 gold pieces each.
2 cloud gauntlets. I have those. She goes in the back and she fishes around for a bit. Comes out. Cloud gauntlet.
And I'll give her 15 gold.
Does she have any studded leather armor?
Oh, a tip. George is wearing off or rubbing off on you. I do have studded leather armor.
I'd love to buy that. Yes.
She goes into the back, comes out with some studded leather armor. It's 45 gold.
I will hand over the 45 gold. Alright, we're broke again.
She passes it over to you. It looks like it'll fit, although you might need to stretch it a little bit with some armor stretchers because you are quite large.
Better to start now, and Izron's gonna start taking his old armor off to put on the new.
Well, if you don't want the old armor, I'll give you 8 gold pieces for it.
Hold on, let me.
Go says you're large and in charge.
I will take that deal.
Okay, give yourself 8 gold and she'll take the armor from you.
Cool.
She looks over at George and gives him a wink, knowing that she got a pretty good deal on buying the armor from you.
I could have haggled, but I didn't feel like it. I
It's
could
only
have
armor.
tried for. Yeah, plus, I would feel. Izron has some morals, and he'd feel bad giving her some goblin blood-covered clothing.
It's good to have customers again. I must say, though, while you're here, and I do hope you stay, if you want to avoid trouble, it's best to stay away from the footsore flask. The dead rabbits are always looking to pick a fight, and they've taken that in for their own.
Huh.
Is Sylvan there? Or is she out of town?
I haven't seen her for some time, but I have heard she's been hanging around the old Clement Manor. But they don't let anyone get close to the manor.
What would the rabbits be doing there? There's nothing of value in that manor anymore. It's been picked clean a while ago.
It is strange.
Hmm.
But you know, good old fat, large, and in charge. Did their ghost? Howard Van Alaric. You know, the one appointed by Nikolai to run this town is just... He's been made a fool of. Does whatever the dead rabbits say.
Yeah, making a fool out of all the guards, too. Since we have to listen to him. It's okay. Things keep going the way I hope they are. The rabbits won't be that much of an issue.
I hope so. Maybe be able to build a resistance and maybe push them back a bit.
As long as no one gets hurt. Yeah, except for the rabbits, of course.
This armor feels a lot nicer.
Rorrim's just inspecting the sharpness of her new clawed gauntlets that she has put on. Seeing how to hold things without stabbing herself.
That is pretty important.
Yeah.
Oh, before we leave, Thalia, have you heard of any rumors of goblins with big heads? Even
No.
uglier than the normal ones?
That's odd. Like a birth defect?
Yeah, maybe.
Always something.
Apparently they're smart.
Oh.
Just watch out if they start talking about Klarg.
She looks at you a little sideways for a minute, and she leans into you, George. You don't think this goblin has partaken, do you?
I don't think so. They haven't heard any rumors about those traits, at least.
Let's hope they didn't go that far.
Hopefully not. Well, it was nice seeing you again, Thalia, but my new friends here have quite a bit of things to do, from my understanding.
Well, have fun catching up with everyone, and we'll be here if you need me.
I'll see you soon then.
As we exit, can I play a tune as thank you for this beautiful armor?
Make a performance check.
Alright, let's see how well we do tonight. There we go.
As you play, the cat stands up, stretches, looks at you for a minute, kind of cocks its head a bit. And for the brief, like just a brief second for a moment, you feel like there's a little sparkle in the cat's eye. And then you're back out. Go ahead.
I see.
You made a new best friend.
As
Can I
we're
try to
walking
pet the
out,
cat?
though. Oh, yeah.
Everyone's cat.
Can I try to pet the cat as I go by?
Make an animal handling check. That's advantage.
With your claws on.
The 17, yeah, you get a nice scratch. It leans into it a bit too.
Nice.
As you
Likes me.
as you scratch the cat, and as you turn away, this is only Rorrim would see this, but as you turn away for a brief second, as you turn back to the cat, its eyes, instead of having like how a cat's eyes would look, its eyes are almost like serpentine, like a snake, as it peers at you for just a moment. Then it blinks, and then its eyes it turns back to normal.
Do I see anything on the ethereal side of things?
Seeing that for a second, you instinctively just like reach into the ethereal plane and look around. It seems normal. Nothing seems out of place.
Huh. Interesting. Weird. Snake cat. Mutter under my breath. Snake cat.
Keep it, cat. Out here, you can see that number 6 is a shrine of the Blazing Dawn, like a little religious chapel. Then you got number 5, which is the Town Master Hall. Number 4, Barthens. Then you can see across the market here to number 3, which is the Miners Exchange. This is like a mining town. This is where they go to exchange their gold and silver and whatnot. And then 2 and 1 are the Dead Rabbits areas that she told you to stay clear of.
Well, should we go deliver your supplies or whatever?
Sounds good to me.
You want to go to 4?
Smart course.
We'll miss Babe Ruth, though.
Number 4 was the shrine, right? Just so I'm not.
No, number 4 was like the place we were supposed to deliver the mining supplies to.
Okay.
Number 6 is the shrine.
Alright. I know to avoid that place. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the Church of the Light too. That's Asana, so she's one of the 3 deities of the Illuminated Church.
Yeah, you doing something wrong to Asana? She's lovely.
Considering I'm Valthera and I'm like, tied to Rismir.
True. That's actually a good place for the Valther to go. All right, so I'm gonna bring up Barthen's provisions real quick, and just get you guys on the map so we can do the quick little 5-minute break here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it says we're going into Barthen's provisions. You're gonna meet her in a second. We'll be right back, chat. Quick 5-minute break, and we'll keep on exploring the town. See you in a bit. Put it up. I don't know if it's because I played so much MMOs back in the day with Gallis, but there's just something about having a town with a whole bunch of quests that just feels right.
It'd be nice. My players haven't even gotten to the city yet.
Speaking of MMOs, I see CB's back playing WoW again.
Hey, the new patch comes out. I think that's what I saw.
Yeah.
The Emerald Dream Raid or something. TV's addicted.
Blade. Yeah.
I saw Blade on Diablo 4.
Bland's playing Diablo, I see, yeah.
That new season. I was thinking about checking out the new WoW stuff. Look kind of interesting. Especially as a druid.
I'm taking the time to get back into Baldur's Gate 3 with my vacation that I have right now.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
I still have to finish my first playthrough.
I haven't finished my first one either.
I'm close. Probably.
I'm still on Act 2.
Oh.
I think Mudkip and I have just gotten into Act 2.
Yeah, I'm nearing the end of Act 3 now.
I end up, like, I follow the story and then I'm like, ooh, this side thing to do, let's do it. And then I get lost.
Oh yeah, I've done a lot of the side stuff.
Like, it would be, I haven't,
Mudkip
like,
and I have done all of it.
Wait, you've done all of it?
All the side stuff.
Oh. Nah. Some side stuff, I'm like, I don't got time for that.
I need to get in there and do that too. I'm still... I don't even want to say where I'm at, because it's going to look stupid. So let's play.
Did you get to the goblin camp yet?
Yeah, as far as I am. I don't have time to
Oh
play.
gosh.
I have 2 hours yet until I'm done the game. I have like 2 quests.
Nice.
Ain't you lucky?
It's a great game.
I do like it. It's
It
just,
is.
it's just fun times.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
man.
No, my playthrough is going to be like, it's 100 hours, I think, by the time I'm done.
That's awesome. That's a good number.
I should check my hours.
I've just had brain farts the last few days.
Okay. So the 4 of you enter Barthen's Provisions. You come to a red roofed building with a sign outside. And you can hear some sort of ruckus going on inside as you make your way over. But when you attempt to enter, who is going to be the first one to try to step through Barthen's? Step into the trading post.
Nah, I'm always last.
Our face characters always last. All right. George will go first, though.
I don't. Yeah.
Hey, I'm
I mean-
tall, so I gotta take my time getting through the door.
I was gonna say if I knew it, if I was like part of the original, I probably would have gone. But since I'm not really sure,
How tall is Derv?
You
How
are
tall is Derv?
super...
You broke up? Yeah.
Oh.
There you are.
How tall is Derv?
How tall is Durr?
how tall am I? Just over
Yeah.
6 foot.
I'm still the tallest.
Alright, so the midget's gonna walk in. I'm just kidding.
The dwarf enters the room.
There's the
That'd be
alpha line.
hilarious if you're actually a dwarf.
The human-looking dwarf.
A dwarf in disguise.
So as you make your way, you hear the ruckus, and George, as you attempt to enter, 2 men wearing a rope necklace, which holds like a little rabbit's foot, shoulder check you, George, into your arms. And as they check you, give me an athletics check. Let's see how hard you check back. So you hit this this dead rabbit ruffian. 2 of you shoulder check each other. None of you budge or knock the other one down, but you kind of hit each other. And the man just keeps walking, the other one by his side, and he looks over his shoulder. Watch where you're going. And they continue walking away from you, going towards what you now know is the footsore flask.
Fucking rabbits, man.
I just like give a quick snarl back at him.
They look over their shoulder. You can tell that they're like taking a mental note of who the 4 of you are as they walk away and go back to their companions. But as you walk into Barthen's Provisions, you see a lean female human. She looks to be like a mix of Thalorian and Rishimi. She's about 25. She has a very kind face. She leans over the counter, and you can tell that she looks a bit flustered as you walk in. But as the 4 of you walk in and noticing George and seeing kind of how George is dressed and how he presents himself, she perks up a little bit. Oh, how can I help you?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
You're here? How can I help you?
Sorry, you can go, Gold. I just didn't get to hear it.
We're here to drop off a shipment, I believe, from Gundren Rockseeker.
Oh, Gundren, not to worry. Ander and Thistle here, they'll move the cart to the back and unchain your ox. You can see her 2 little boys come from around the side. I have your payment as well from Gundren. 30 gold each, I presume. How is old Gundren doing? We expected him a few days ago, but he hasn't dropped by.
Oh, he got tangled up in some nasty business at a bit of a detour.
She hands out the 30 gold each of you to take yourselves 30 gold.
All right.
I hope Gundren's okay. He's a dear friend of mine. Hope nothing's happened to him.
We're gonna go follow him out, I think. See if we'll catch up, lend him a hand.
Knowing him, he was so excited about his discovery in that mine. He might have just went straight to the mine.
Might just. Well. Who are those assholes who just walked out?
Oh, those two are with the dead rabbits. It's gotten pretty tough around here since the dead rabbits have gotten more aggressive. You can always tell them not just the self-entitled pricks that they are, but they have that rabbit's foot around their neck. Just collected my protection is what they call it.
Because you don't think of it as such.
It's strange to pay someone that you need protection from.
Certainly.
As you look around the Arthur's provisions, you can tell that she's definitely on her business isn't doing so well. She doesn't have a lot of product. She looks she's doing her best to give off that happy feeling, but you can easily tell that she's pretty downtrodden about the whole situation. I'm sorry I can't offer more for you fine folks, but we do see Gundren. Please tell him to stop by and say hello. I haven't seen him for quite some time, and I would love to talk to him again.
Of course.
See a little
I'll
Ando.
be
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll be sure to pass the message along.
Thank you. Little boys rush in, giving you the nod that they have unloaded the carts and taken the ox. For a brief moment there, you feel like little Ander has a little bit of resemblance to Gudrun, but you're not too sure.
Do they resemble each other because they're the same height?
Facial features looks kind of similar.
Okay, I was making a dwarf joke. My bad.
Fail.
Alright, so putting you guys back outside of Dune, you're gonna have to collect in your coin and drop it off the provisions.
Mm-hmm.
Would y'all like to do?
I know what I would like to do, but
I'm good to rest now. I've secured what I need. I'm partially broke / partially not.
What does Derv want to do?
well, first Derv would like 200 gold together, but that's not going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
But Derv would like to go to number 2.
Oh, George is not going to number 2 unless he's sleeping first. Because if a fight breaks out, he's dying.
Yeah, yeah, no, Izron doesn't know Derv like that.
Ah.
To, give money.
What's at 9 and 10?
The number 9 you would know is the home of Alder Hayloft. His little son Bugs is the one that you say from the owlbear. That's Hayloft Farms. And number 10 is Gareth the Bellringer. He's a retired member of the Creed, and that's his little cottage. He's a retired paladin.
Ooh, Derv should go meet the paladin.
Not all paladins know each other. Come on.
My bad. Well, unless someone has something they want to do, number 8 seems like the most logical place so that we can rest up.
Have anywhere to be?
Yeah, I guess, well, if you said that 10 is the retired paladin from the Creed, I'd probably head there if you guys aren't going to go anywhere else.
You want to go 8-10 or you want to go 10-8?
10-8, I think is good. It's on the way.
Right. Pow.
Spinny wheel.
It spins. It spins.
That means there's a millstone inside.
Wah. You guys make your way going in the same direction to get to the Come On In Tavern. But you see sitting out front of his cottage, rocking on a rocking chair, Gareth the Bellringer. He's a fit, red-haired human. He has long, braided beard. While it's difficult to get a pin on his age, he does appear to be a little bit older. And at his side, that he kind of holds and he uses to rock back and forth, you can see his a very large maul, which George would know is Maul's name is Bellringer, which is where he gets his name. As you start to make your way up, walking towards up to his cottage, stands up. He gives a very stern look in your direction for just a moment. Then you see this huge smile go across his face. Do I have guests? Do I need to get mugs out of the back? Is that George that I see?
Guy, right here, and he'll like raise up his arm, and in his left hand you'll see a freshly bought glass bottle of milk.
These friends of George, are you all milk drinkers too?
I don't drink milk.
I don't drink.
I guess I could be.
You sure know how to pick them, George. Come in, I haven't seen you for so long. And he opens the door to his cottage and he makes his way in, and you can see as he starts to like rummage around in his kitchen. He has a pretty plain wooden table there with 6 stools. He's laid his maul across the table, which takes up almost the entire table itself. And inside his cottage, it's a very small, nothing too extravagant. You can see little bits of his armor that he keeps up on a like a mannequin. You can see the emblems of the creed. And as he's rummaging about, he has a very tight shirt, but you can see down his back there's a pretty hefty scar, which looks like a burn mark. As you look a little bit closer, you can see that the mark is almost like a runic etch, which looks like he was cursed, or he's dealt with some sort of tetherbane issues in his past. But as he's moving around, he kind of motions for you to sit down with his back to you. Well, one doesn't drink milk, one doesn't drink, and one might want to drink. Tell me, what do you want to drink? I got water, I got milk. That's it.
That's amazing.
Don't be shy, come on. If you're in my Bellringer's house, you have to drink something, or at least act like you are.
What do you
Glass of milk,
suggest?
then.
Well, my milk comes straight from the udder. Make you big and strong.
The way it's supposed to be.
I wouldn't want to waste a glass. I'll have water.
I guess I'll try the milk then.
Pours a glass of milk, a glass of water, and he looks over his shoulder. All right, you big goat, what do you want?
I'll take water.
Well, knowing you, if you touch the glass, it'll probably be hot water. Do you want a little bit of tea?
Sure.
All right. He brings over a glass of water, puts it in front of Rorrim. He instinctively brings a glass over to George, but doesn't fill it because he knows George likes to fill his own.
Like a true milkaholic.
Puts a glass of milk in front of Derv. Then he walks over and he puts a glass of milk in front of Izron and says, "You're going to try the milk."
Izron simply moves the milk closer to George.
I appreciate it, Izron, but I've got my own, and he'll pour some of his bottle into his cup.
Izron's not moving the glass back.
So, how are things on this side of Davensford?
Well, to tell you the truth, George, town's gone to shit.
Yeah, picked up on that. The bloody rabbits are very brazen now.
Yeah, it sounds like they have a leader now. His name's a Mulberry.
Mulberry? That doesn't sound frightening at all.
Yes, yeah, just like the wine. Although no one's ever seen him, we've only heard his name whispered. I've been trying to locate him, but truth be told, I'm in retirement, and part of me just wants to stay here and relax. And I'm sure you know, it takes a little while for me to get out of bed with my injuries.
Nah, it's all good. This one's not your fight. When the town decides it's time to deal with the rabbits, they will.
I did hear that they have a safe house now under Clement Manor. I guess they've been digging out the basement for a few weeks. So if you don't want to tussle with them, I would stay away from the manor and stay away from the Footsore Flask. Much better to stay in the old part of the town anyways.
Have you heard why they might need 2 buildings? Because if they already have the first one, I don't know why they need the manor too.
Something with Mulberry. When I was speaking with Alder Hayloft the other day and his little son Bugs, and they said they saw a goblin going into the basement of the manor at night, tried to sneak in the back. It looked kind of strange.
Uglier than a normal goblin?
Like it had a tumor on the back of its head.
George will take a shot of his milk at that.
Oh, George, nothing like a good old George pound of milk and get a milk mustache. Go on there. Your friend, your large friend there that smells of sulfur. Give it a try. I must say, I really want you to drink it to see if it curdles. Because I know where you come from.
I don't consume milk.
If it makes you feel any better, Gareth, Izron here hasn't turned anything but goblins since I've known him.
Well, he's in the company of you, George, and he does seem to have made a friend with a paladin. He looks over at Devre. He must be alright. Although I will say, I've killed many of your kind in my day.
No, that just means they were weak.
Well, that's a strange thing to say.
Good old Izron.
It's something that you'll learn being in the companionship with a Trazyn. Just part of their culture. They mean nothing by it.
There's no room for the weak.
How do you define it?
Yes, how do you define what is weak?
Well, to me, weak is if you die, you're weak. If you live, you're strong.
That's quite profound.
Glad to know I made a good first impression.
Yeah, did those cancel out? You like started off weak, but then you got strong because you came back, so you're just completely run of the mill.
I've got no fucking clue.
Izron, what do you say?
In my eyes, they did start out weak. Then, sorry, they did start weak, but then came back strong. But, nah, it's complex.
Good.
Sounds like it.
Well, here in Davensford, the weak are the ones that can't handle their milk. The strong are the ones that can drain it and let out a fart so loud it would sound like a lighthouse.
Wait, it would sound like a what?
Wah! He makes a sound. He starts to laugh.
Oh gosh!
You've been with George for some time now, haven't you heard?
Actually, no. I've
Alright,
only just met George a little over a day ago.
I don't stick around after he drinks the milk.
I keep my space. But once we get to know each other, Izron, and you start liking your own milk, we can have some competitions, I'm sure.
Zone.
I don't think I'll ever like milk.
You never heard of Davensford air horn before? Just give it some time.
What the fuck? I love it.
Oh, gosh.
What do you say, Paladin? Do you enjoy our drink of choice here?
I'll pick it up and take a swig, and there's nothing wrong with this.
There's a lot of things wrong with it.
Well, I'm a devout of the creed. I've given my oath quite some time now. I'm curious. I don't see any markings on your armor or your insignias. What oath are you? Or are you still debating on which path to choose?
I am still undetermined, but I do have a lean, let's say.
What lean would that be?
Destruction.
Ah. So you're speaking to someone whose very duty it was is to destroy those afflicted with Tetherbane that could not keep it to themselves, so I wish you luck on your path, whichever it is. Do you have a reason for coming back home, George, or are you just here to stay, or what has brought you back home?
I was at the crossroads not too long ago. Was on a lead. Didn't find anything useful, so figured I'd head back here and maybe start over again.
That's good to hear. I know there are many people here in town that could use your help, or your friends' help, seeing that you have a paladin in your midst and a couple other companions who may be a bit strange but looks like they can wield a weapon. So once you get your bearings, come back and see me, and I'll make things interesting for the four of you.
Just give him try to convey like an offended look through the mask when he calls me strange. It's hard when you don't have facial expressions to do it, but cross my arms.
Oh, you're doing a Baldur's Gate Tav moment where you just cross your arms immediately.
Oh,
Cross my arms.
you cross.
I'm angry.
Is the water not to your liking? Would you like a glass of milk instead? Have I offended you? I apologize.
Sorry, I just...
Hey, he's apologizing for offending Rorrim, but not me.
No, the drink is fine. I just don't partake in front of others.
They're a bit shy.
Oh, fuck off.
Wrong time of the day.
I've never met a shy elf. That's quite odd. Were you just born shy?
Is anyone?
I'm not shy.
And don't take other people's words for the truth.
So you're not shy then? I respect that.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Not shy. Just... don't feel like talking.
Well, speaking of talking, I think it's best we go. Thank you for the drinks, Gareth, but I have some wounds that I need to nurture before we head out again.
Yeah, it was good to see you again and to meet your companions here. I hope to see you all again very soon. Maybe we can do something about the problems that have befallen our beloved town.
Well, as much as I feel like you should stay retired, I'm not against talking about it at the very least.
Yes, think of me as a guiding hand. Someone to keep your bones strong, filled with vitamin D.
Well, knowing Davensford's past, we need every guiding hand we can get.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah.
Right, I'm gonna jump you guys instead of going Davensford to the inn. I'm just gonna jump you guys to the inn because I think that's where you wanted to go next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say as Izron leaves, he's just gonna place his hand where the milk is, like the cup, to see if it curdles or not from his body heat.
Are you hot? Do you give off a heat?
I think you said like last time it's like I'm a little hot.
You feel the glass is a little warm to the touch. Do you think if you would hold it for like a extended period of time, you would cause it to boil a little bit?
I'm definitely not holding it, so I'm just gonna keep it moving.
Right.
I was going to ask him if he had a spare tower shield.
No, he doesn't.
Like, can I borrow your tower shield?
I see you use them all.
I'll bring it back, I swear.
Right. So go ahead.
I was about to say these commoners are pretty basic.
I have one commoner and it randomly selects commoners when I drop it out of like 50, so I can just drop a bunch to fill a room really quick. So anyone that's named is like an important person. Anyone that's just a commoner is just like there to fill some space, make it look interesting.
It's just funny.
I love the dude with the giant ears. This guy's great.
They look like Guess Who characters.
They
Does your
do.
dog have
Eye
glasses?
D&D Guess Who
my.
characters. That's amazing.
Oh gosh.
So close to the riverway, away from the center of town, you see a large tavern built of field stones and rough-hewn timbers. Entering, you can see a common area filled with locals nursing mugs of ale or cider. All of them with eyes wide of curiosity as you enter and walk through. There's a large bar to the northeast. You see a couple people sitting around the bar. George would notice Tobias and Trilina, the Draconics, are the two that own the bar. And there's people just sitting around drinking, having a good time. And then you can, as you get a little deeper into, you can see George would also notice Elsa, the barmaid, is cleaning up a seating area at the top up here. Like there was just a party of some kind, and she's the barmaid cleaning up. But you walk into a pretty populated tavern. Everyone's talking, having a good time. After the quick look in your direction, the new cast of characters that have entered the town, they kind of go back to leaving you all alone to You go with it as you see fit. You can go to a corner, you can sit down, you can order drinks, you can talk to people, however you want to do it.
I think I'm just gonna belly up.
Okay. I'm let you like each of you go to like an area you want to go, and then I'll jump around to whoever you're at to see who you're talking to, and back and forth.
Oh yeah, this has a good vantage point.
Dirk sits at the bar in between Narth and Frida. George goes up, sits next to Raylan. Rorrim goes up. Are you
looking at some books?
Look at some books on the bookshelf. Okay,
I'm perusing.
got it. I'm gonna go Derv first since he's the closest one. So Derv, you go to the bar here. There is looks like a human farmer, pretty gruff. He's drinking what looks to be just a big old glass of ale. As you sit down, he gives you just a nod, noticing your presence. Across from him, you see Frida. Frida is a softpaw. She seems pretty well dressed, almost like her clothes are like professionally tailored. And she's reading a book, and in the book it talks about tailoring, so you get the sense that she does some sort of work with like garments. She doesn't really pay much mind. But as you approach, Tobias is going to step up to you. He's a draconic, has a very bright colored cloak. He wears some monocles. And as he leans in, he pulls the monocle down a bit. How you doing, friend? What can I get you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I think after the last couple of days, I do need a drink, though.
Of course, we have ale, we have cider, white or red wine, we have some rum.
Oh, rum strikes my fancy, I think.
Rum it is, and if you're hungry, we have 2 meals on the course today. We have a cheaper meal with mashed turnips made with acorn paste. And then if you want to drop a few coin, we have roasted lamb with brown bread, or you could choose a meat pie. Made all by my beautiful wife, Trilita. He looks over his shoulder and you can see his wife is chopping up a large flank in the back.
I'll try the meat pie.
Meat pie it is. As he rushes back, he starts to make the drink. You can see him whisper to his wife for the pie. The farmer next to you, Narth, is going to lean over to you. Passing through.
In a sense.
You look to be a member of the cloth, or you here to see Priestess Tamora?
Well, I was on travel and was kind of ambushed out of the blue, and those other folks that I walked in killed some goblins, and they were on a mission to this town here.
That's good. We need more armed forces to clear some of the roads here so that the goods can start to flow and the merchants can start to collect again. And slim pickings.
I see that. Are those people that wear whatever around their neck always such pricks?
Yeah, the dead rabbits, they've been getting more aggressive lately. They used to just kind of keep to themselves, but no, they seem organized and they're much more violent now.
Not too fond of that.
I agree. As he's talking to you, Tobias comes down, he drops the rum down in front of you. I reckon this will be the best rum you've had in quite some time, because it'll be the only rum you've had in probably some time.
Well, I can agree with that statement.
Let me pile. Just take a second. You come from the Calvé Crossroads too?
Well, I come from many different places.
I see. A traveler.
wanderer of sorts, I guess.
Me and my wife, we came out here a few years back. I was interested in getting into some mining and some prospecting, but it turns out I'm better at running an inn. She says I have dainty fingers.
You find what you're good at, go for it.
Ah, yes. I have to say, I overheard two of you talking about the dead rabbits. Did you tell them, Narth, did you tell our friend here about Thel? And Narth looks down for a moment. He looks over to the other commoner to his right, and he raises his glass. To Thel. Good old Thel. Stood up to the dead rabbits. They murdered him in the street. A bunch of us saw it happen too, and I hate to say it, but now Thel's wife and daughter and son are all missing. Town's gone to hell. They down their drinks and they put them down, and they all look solemn for a minute. Then Trelina comes up and she puts the meat pie in front of you. Maybe this will raise your spirits.
Thank you. Is there any idea of where his family may have gone?
Not sure. When I saw you a paladin, I was curious because we saw Priestess Tamora from the Shrine of the Blazing Dawn. She left town for a few days. She closed the church. She got back just yesterday, but she looked exhausted. I swear she looked hurt a bit, like she had blood stains on her vestments. We haven't seen her since. She's been held up inside the church.
I have to make a stop up there.
Yeah, maybe you can help her out, seeing as you are, I'd hate to generalize it, but paladin and a priestess kind of fits.
Well, I just don't like to see injustice in the world done to anybody that doesn't deserve it.
Poor Thel. He didn't deserve what happened to him. He's one of the best word carvers that we ever had. I'm gonna jump to Izron, who's next up.
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
So you walked up and you sat down by yourself. You're getting a good vantage point of the area. You can see Derv talking to the townsfolk. You can see George and Rorrim are now sitting or looking at books. Elsa is cleaning up the area. As you walk up, she says, I'll have it cleaned in a minute, but you're welcome to sit down. Is there anything I can get you?
What's good to drink?
Well, we have some ale, we have cider. It's a little spicy. Red and white wine. No, we just got a good shipment of rum in.
Rum, you say? And a spicy cider? How much for a tankard of each?
1 silver piece each.
Izron pulls out 4 silver and places it on the table. He says, I'll have 2 of each.
2 of each it is. Are you hungry? We have a couple meals on being served tonight.
What is the spiciest option you have?
Probably go with the roast lamb with the brown bread.
How much is that?
2 silver.
He'll put down another 2 silver.
So 2 ciders, 2 rums, and a roast lamb.
Yep, that will be all.
All right, just a moment, and she hurries away. And as you're talking, Elsa the barmaid's going to shout over, You trill in the order that Izron just put in. So while you're sitting there by yourself waiting for your food, is there anything you want to do? Anything like you're looking at, or you're just kind of waiting?
Nah, just kind of waiting. Just relaxing for a bit now that he doesn't have to worry about stupid goblins.
Okay.
And yeah, he's just chilling.
Couple minutes go by, then Elsa returns. She drops the 4 drinks and the food in front of you. It all looks very well prepared.
Before I start eating, I like to slide her 2 silver and say, "This is for you."
Oh, thank you so much. You know, I must say, we don't get too many travelers here. Are you here for a reason, or just passing through?
Mainly just looking for my employer, as they were last seen with some funny looking gold small things. This kind of looked like goblins, but I don't know if they were goblins.
I'm not sure about that. Anything anyone wants to talk about around here is just the dead rabbits, or a couple little odds and ends.
Keep hearing dead rabbits. What are these dead rabbit things?
Dead rabbits are this gang that have taken over the city. They call themselves Dead Rabbits because they wear rabbit's feet around their necks, but it's said that if you do something, like if your business doesn't pay the tithe, that they'll stick a big staff with a dead rabbit hanging from it outside your business to warn you and warn the locals to stay away. The death sentence.
That sounds very unsanitary.
They were never that bad until recently. It's strange. We had a couple run-ins a few months prior with another gang, but they generally kept to themselves, and then the dead rabbits just exploded out of nowhere.
Anything out of the ordinary happen around that time that you can think of?
Oh, well. No, it just kind of happened. We started to hear rumors about someone named Mulberry. But we haven't seen anyone that even fits that description, and we're a pretty small town, so we would have noticed someone different coming, like yourself and companions.
That is very strange indeed. Wow. Thank you for the information. Best I start digging into this delicious smelling lamb.
Just give a shot if you need me. He leaves you in peace.
Is that
I
cannibalism?
definitely will.
Is it cannibalism?
Not to me. The lamb was weak. Food is food.
Oh my god.
The lamb is weak.
Food is food. You haven't realized Izron's whole thing is, if you're weak, you're available to be used for survival.
So Izron's eating, and Devre's also eating and chatting with some locals. We go to George and Rorrim, who are sitting next to Raylan. So Raylan's sitting here in the corner. She has a spiced rum in front of her as you guys approach. She immediately recognizes George. Are the two of you walking up together, or are you kind of slinking in one at a time?
Unless... Yeah, I was gonna say, unless Rorrim's running, I think we're at the same time.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you want to be on your own.
No. I'll walk with you. Remember, I got your back.
Thank you.
Is that can't be. Is that George?
I, the one and only.
Don't tell me you're missing your old job.
Only when my eyes are closed.
That I just stopped in here to get a quick bite before I start my night watch, but it's good to see you. How you been?
Been busy. Things have been going good though. Well, they were for a bit. Got run into some goblins recently. My friend here, Rorrim, saved my butt.
That
I think it's
sounds...
you who did most of the saving.
Well, if it's anything like when George and I used to spend the night watches together, I was the one that was always rescuing him, so I'm sure you just have taken the job from me.
Old work friend then, I assume?
Yeah, Raylan here. She's you still a member of the guard? Hasn't been that long since I left, but a lot's been changing.
Still a member of what's left of it. A lot of them have either given up their post and joined the Dead Rabbits, or fled.
Oh, really? How many are left?
There's maybe 8 of us now. And that's those that aren't spent, you know, having to, she holds up and does air quotes, guard Arvin over at the Town Master's Hall. Like the only safe area in the city, unless you provide the defenses for yourself.
They're what's been happening with those rabbits?
Well, shortly after you left, they started to get much more aggressive. Then when they murdered... Oop, I didn't mean to do that, Ping. When they murdered poor Thel, we stood up for him. Everyone just kind of... They saw it happen and they just kind of slunk back, and they don't even fight back anymore.
Who would have thought that other group would have been holding Davensford together so well?
It is strange. There's only one business out of everyone here that doesn't pay the tithe, and I don't know how much longer he can hold out. But Durin, good old blacksmith, he's fought him off a couple times with that hammer of his.
If anyone's to keep the rabbits off, it's going to be Durin.
But like, I'm still.
I'm sure he'll be happy to see you too. I don't know how much longer he can hold up until something happens, but at least Arvin's safe. She kind of laughs and takes a drink of her rum. I must say though, I don't know if you've been there yet, or the Dead Rabbits, besides Durin, go to Alara Whitethorn, the head of the Miners Exchange Guild. They seem to leave her alone too, being as and her business is right across from the Footsore Flask. That might just be because we all know that she'll rip him a new one. She's got more backbone than anyone here. She should have been the leader of this town.
Definitely would have been better than what we have right now. It's nice to see though that at least some people are holding their own.
There's pockets of resistance here and there. Nothing worthy of note though, but we did get a couple messages from the Calve Crossroads, for those that were able to get through anyways, that there's been an uptick in bandits activity and attacks of merchants on the road.
That's odd.
We didn't
see, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't encounter any on our way. Well, some goblins, of course. But
Oh, consider yourself lucky. Usually that would be something that, you know, I would handle, and George and the rest of our town's guard. We would patrol out a bit to make sure that people could come in safely, but the Dead Rabbits and how they've just put a handle on the town here is we don't have the manpower anymore.
I don't suppose recruitment is a big thing. Small town and that it is.
Yeah, and I don't think Harvin's too keen on reaching out to House Clement with Nikolai and looking for more funds. Sure, he doesn't want to look like a bad leader.
I'm sure this problem will fix itself in time.
Why do I keep banging?
But at what cost?
A lot of blood, I imagine.
Yeah, it does seem like more blood will be shed. And we just finished bloodshed from before.
Yeah, I was hoping Davensford would be moving past that, but who would have thought history would be repeating itself so quickly?
Like a power vacuum happened from that and led to this.
Power vacuum where the wrong person stepped in.
This is true.
Do you have any recommendations? And she's going to point to the bookshelf.
Oh, I was never much of a reader or an artist.
Got any? I don't want to just pull out a blank book.
I don't think the Come On In would be storing any blank books. That'd just be weird.
Seen a couple in my time.
Are you talking one of those prank books? The ones about Thomar.
Quite funny. Gave me a good laugh.
I found them rather dull.
Well, they're blank.
If only Aaron was here, he'd probably have a good recommendation for you. And then Raylan looks over at George and gives like one of those comforting half smiles. You can see her eyes are like full of compassion.
George will like awkwardly smile and do a half nod. Yeah. Be nice if he was here.
Stops him from being here.
Missing is, I guess, the easiest way to say it. Kidnapped, maybe? Yeah, kidnapped. Maybe coerced. Those would work.
I guess it's better than the other words.
Which one's dead?
Yeah, that's the one.
No, he's not dead. And you see Raylan kind of looks over Rorrim and gives kind of a quick half nod, like a no. And then looks back at George. I do miss seeing Aaron's murals on the side of some of the buildings. I don't know if you noticed, a lot of the signs are starting to fall apart without his upkeep and his creativity.
That's not the rabbit's fault, is it?
It wouldn't surprise me if it was. You see, Rorrim, Aaron used to paint the signs for all the businesses. He's an artist with a brush.
Mm-hmm.
Made some beautiful stuff.
Well, the signs I've seen, they look like they've, well, gone apart a little, but the artwork is certainly splendid.
So Raylan, I'll take it guard's duty hasn't led to any more information on that? on Aaron's whereabouts?
No, I'm afraid I don't think it will until we can put some of this recent offense with the dead rabbits behind us and free up some manpower. Almost like we're drowning.
I'm doing my best to get out of the water. Have you, as much as I hate to ask, have you seen Sylvan at all?
She gives a sigh. Well, she takes another drink. I haven't, but I think if you wanted to speak to her, I feel like Darn has been in contact with her. You might be able to get a hold of her through him. Unless she, finds you first.
What in the below is Durin doing with her?
She briefly looks over at Rorrim real quick, then looks back at George. Knowing her as you do, you get the sense that she's trying to gauge if this is something that she should speak about in front of Rorrim.
I would say George's expression would give off the normally you wouldn't talk about this, but he's kind of distracted based on what we've been talking about so far. He's kind of letting his guard slip.
I think she's reaching out to Durin to try to find you because you've been gone.
Huh. Well, maybe we can cut that off at the head. I should go visit Durin then.
It wouldn't surprise me that Durin's been able to fight back the rabbits because of her. Maybe they've come to some sort of, hate to say it, agreement.
I hope that's not the case.
Either way, it might be something to look into. And if you speak to Durin, just go with a calm and easy hand.
Aye, my specialty.
Yes, Rorrim, you should perhaps do the talking instead of George.
Oh, I can't say I'm much better at it. Probably worse.
Or let that 8-foot Trazen that you walked in here with, maybe he could do the talking instead.
He's got a way with words. If you can make goblins talk for more than 5 minutes, that's impressive, I'd say.
George, I'm glad you're back. I hope you find what you're looking for. She looks down at her pocket watch for a minute. And it's getting late and it's time for me to take my night's watch. What do you think of maybe joining the cause again? We could use the help.
It's a past life at this point. Maybe when I find everything I'm looking for, I might come back. Being a guard is surprisingly something I miss.
We'd hope to see you. He stands up. She'll reach out to shake your hand.
Shake it right back.
Wait, who's going?
She walks by Rorrim. She leans over to Rorrim, whispers, "Take care of him. He needs it." Then she walks out.
Interesting woman.
Well, I don't want to waste any more time. I'll head over to the table and buy us some rooms.
Ow.
George will awkwardly get up and head over towards Devre.
Sounds fair. Rorrim will sit down and start playing solitaire by herself.
All right. George, as you walk by, you can see Izron.
Or
He has
Kravian solitaire.
See, Izron has a empty plate in front of him, and he has 4 empty glasses. And then Devre is talking to a couple people that you'd recognize. Frida the tailor, Arth the farmer. Seeing George walk by Izron, is there anything you want to do as he walks by?
Nah.
Okay. If you guys don't want to talk to anybody else in the tavern, I can give you get you the room and you guys can take your long rest.
Sounds good to me.
Right. Wee. Wee. Wee.
George would like a room to himself. He doesn't really want to bunk with any animal people, if possible.
Wow.
He's been having a couple glasses of milk. This is as much for him as it is for you.
What did you call me? You call me an animal person? I
Well,
ain't.
He's talking about the boys.
You got 2 rooms. There's one that's a 3-bedroom, and that's this one right here. And then there's one that's the master, and that's this one right here, which is 1 bed.
Yoink.
What the fuck? What did I just say? Oh my god.
Yoink.
Fine, I'll bunk. But if you guys don't get a long rest, that's not on me.
Davensford air horn's about to go off.
I don't need to breathe.
I would say at least I've been warned.
I don't
got
need
a
to be able
nice
to
room.
breathe. You crazy?
Yeah, I got a nice cushy room. That's all we need.
What?
I was gonna say, probably about 2 hours into everyone being in their rooms as we start to like rest. George will leave to do some minor talking with some people. We don't have to roleplay any of it though.
Okay.
He just leaves the tavern.
Rorrim and Devre, you'll see George get up and leave. Unless you're waiting for them to like be deep in sleep. Should be tough.
Preferably sleeping. Yeah. Keep it quiet.
What are you talking about? Sleeping?
You say as Rorrim's like, what?
Alright, fine. As soon as Rorrim stops moving, I guess. That's sleep, right?
Oh lord.
Yeah.
I'm still fully conscious, I think. How does it work again?
Hey, as far as you know, it's sleep.
Yeah, I'm not moving.
Yeah, she's in a motionless state, but she retains consciousness, so she doesn't move, but she sees you. But she knows you leave while Devre's asleep, but she doesn't move, so it's hard to even tell that she's like conscious. So you would leave, but she would know you left.
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay.
Then you see George return. What do you think about like a hour and a half, 2 hours later?
Probably, yeah. That makes sense.
And at this time, she would still be motionless for the 4 hours total.
George will definitely take like a moment to look and be like, Rorrim didn't even move. That's weird. Before heading to bed.
Good thing you didn't look closer. Not moving at all.
Oh my god, they killed Rorrim.
You bastard.
Izron's just in his room, relaxing on the bed.
The big old
Feet hanging
master
off.
suite.
Pretty much his feet hanging off the side, like off the end of the bed, and as he thinks to himself, man, I need to start looking for places with me-sized beds.
Partway through the night, Rorrim will get up and go. Just listen into the conversations around the tavern. Play some solitaire at a table.
So you would hear kind of what Devre heard about Sel standing up to the dead rabbits, then his wife, daughter, and son going missing.
Mm-hmm.
You would hear a little bit about Priestess Tamora and how she left but came back, and she's been like shut in her into the temple since. It's been about a day, nothing too crazy. They talk a little bit about Gareth the Bellringer and how he's badass and how they wish he would take up arms against the dead rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
Then you hear a little bit talk about someone named Rydith. It's spelled like this. Turns out Rydith is a druid. And she's been gone for a little bit of time, but she's someone that they rely on, who knows her way around the area. She seems to know like every inch of land, for like in like a 20-mile radius around Davensford. They say something about Hayloft. And how Hayloft has been asking around, seeing if anyone has seen Rydith in some time. Hayloft is the softpaw at the farm. But besides that, it's a pretty quiet night. Everyone starts to make their way about town. And as you start to make your way back to lay down Rorrim or whatever you're doing, wait for people to wake up, you hear coming from the door.
Jesus Christ.
And morning
I
comes.
turn around, go sit back down at the table.
Morning comes. Give yourselves a long rest if you haven't yet. Get back to your stuff.
Oh, gladly. Ah, yes, no more exhaustion.
I guess I'm down here.
No, for the most part, they'd be gone. It's pretty early in the morning, so some of the townsfolk have left for the day.
Just right there.
So as you wake up, long rested, feeling pretty good. Is there anything you guys want to talk about or do before you step out into the morning lights of Davensford?
Izron, get
actually-
up.
Oh, whoa. Before you open the door, just double check. Is there actually like a little tub in here?
There's a little bathtub you could get cleaned up.
Oh, I'm definitely in there. So when George opens the door, you're literally just seeing an empty bed.
Yeah, alright, that's not weird.
Yep. I'm washing my fur. It's delicate. It's a delicate piece of fur.
I wake up every morning with some window cleaner. Polish things off.
Oh gosh.
Ollie
Okay,
D&D.
after I'm done my little bath and smelling less like goblin guts.
Packed weird. She's got a whole bottle of window cleaner. Like, what was her job before this?
Okay. I'm going to my table here.
So come on in. There's a pretty good but basic breakfast. There's bacon, there's eggs, there's some porridge, some sourdough bread. They still serve alcohol if you want alcohol, but they also have milk and water.
Ugh, milk.
Oh,
Freshly
just
squeezed
water.
juice.
Ooh, what juice?
I'm about to say, what is this, a milk town?
It is Milktown, yeah.
How did I know?
It's all Grizz's fault.
Yep.
Y'all are welcome. Well, George isn't gonna have any milk. He doesn't start the day off like that. He won't. He'll be uncomfortable all day.
I wait till noon. Or 5 o'clock.
Look, man, I don't want to give myself disadvantage to stealth checks, okay? Only before bed.
Oh, so we got about 5 minutes left. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Like any plans you want to set that you want to tackle next session? There's probably, I think I've given you guys probably 3 or 4 quests that you guys might have hit on that you kind of know about in the area.
So I'm hearing level up. What?
Almost. And then I think there's 3 places you haven't been to yet: the town hall, the miners' exchange, the shrine.
Ooh, miners' exchange. That sounds interesting.
I guess the farm too. There's 4 places, not counting the dead rabbits.
I'm definitely thinking Durin and the miners' exchange make the most sense to hit quickly.
Yeah.
For next session.
Oh yeah, Durin's black.
There's a bunch of people missing.
Yes.
There's people missing.
I don't know, at least like a couple of them. A family and a druid, I heard.
I don't remember hearing anything about druids around these parts. That must be new.
Wait, there's druids?
We'll finish up in town and then head out towards the druids, perhaps. 'Cause I'm thinking these rabbits, I think they have to do with this goblin. From the sounds of it.
Definitely.
I think so. You might not be able to just leave it, like they said.
You don't think Craigmore Castle's under Davensford then, do you?
I think it takes.
Like, the castle wouldn't be underground. That's not how that works, right? They're too big for that.
And a great many things. Wouldn't surprise me in the least. Castle underground isn't the most ridiculous thing.
I hope that's not the case, because I feel like I would have heard of that if it existed.
Anything interesting heard on either of your sides? Shout down to Devre.
What do you mean interesting?
No, interesting. Sparks your interest. Intriguing.
I don't like these rabbit people.
Don't think anyone does except for themselves. Seem full enough of themselves to make up for everyone else's dislike.
Yeah, that's all I'd really say.
Man of many words.
Man of many words.
You know, you never met him, but Snuck, he talks about as much as you do.
Dang.
You say talks, I think it's more talked.
Ooh.
Not
I believe we're called observant.
No one else would notice this because all of your passes are too low. As you guys are talking, Rorrim, as you're looking out the window, as the sun started to come up, you can hear birds chirping and the sounds of the rushing waters outside. But you kind of look over through the window, and as you look out the window, you can see there's this a sparrow that kind of flies by, and it stops and it like perches on the windowsill and it looks in at you. It just kind of stares at you for a minute.
Stare back.
Its head kind of cocks a bit to the side, cocks to the other side. Then its eyes turn and look at the same, just like the cat, the eyes of the bird turn into that serpent. And then just looks at you for a second. Then it blinks. Then its eyes get back to normal. And then the bird flies away.
Well then.
I think we have a snake problem.
Aside from the farm snakes in the fields, I don't think Davensford has very many. Nothing big. Are you seeing snakes?
Nah, just the eyes.
That's
Must
more
have been-
concerning.
No, but I'm still gonna cry.
Nah, must have been playing too many dice games.
Was that a snake eyes joke?
Gosh.
Good job, Rorrim.
Thank you. So, I don't know why nobody else looks out the windows. It's great scenery. You see a lot of things.
I'll look outside when I'm outside.
All right. I'll watch it for you then.
You got my back and all.
You hear coming outside, it's like a shout, a human shout. George! Get out here!
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm the only one named George in these parts, so I think that's for me.
I'll shout over to
Awkwardly get out.
these three guys at the table and be like, Oi! Any of you named George?
Whatever you're going to do, please deal with it outside.
Yeah, absolutely, Tobias. No worries here.
We don't got all day, George.
Do I know of anything that has like switches to those serpent eyes? Animals that do that? Creatures? Familiars? Any of that?
You want me to whisper? You want me to tell you?
You can whisper.
I got you.
Whisper. Tell me all the secrets.
Ooh, I like
Secrets are no fun.
Great. Wonderful.
So the four of you step outside.
So I recently cost you.
Give me all your secrets.
Nah.
As you step out of the inn, come on in. You head into the street. You see several armed, surly humans waiting for you. Their clothes are grimy, and all four of them wear rabbit's foots around their neck. One of the ones spits on the ground, the one in the front, the one that you presume has been shouting for George. George, you've been asking too many questions. And he snarls at you. Time to move on. Take your strangers with you. Go back to where you came from.
I'm just trying to put everything together. Don't think there's nothing wrong with a question or two.
Well, then you gotta pay the toll. Give us your coin.
George will like awkwardly pull out his coin pouch. You can hear the lack of jingle. I've got about 8 gold in silver. I don't think you'll want it. Not worth your time.
Each of the ruffians, they pull out a hand axe that was on their hip, and you can see they all have a shield and some padded armor. That's not good enough. The rest of you,
Boy.
you pay or you leave.
I quite like it here, thank you.
The one in the front's going to immediately just start to charge at you. When we come back next week, we're going to start with combat. Dead rabbits are pissed off.
All because I said I like it here.
What did we do?
I'm
Asking
like,
too
I
many
like it here.
questions around here.
But I didn't.
I did.
I swear.
It was my fault.
No, I think I did too.
Yeah, you asked about the books in the bookshelf, and they're like, nah, fuck this. They're out of town.
Books. We don't need no books.
Who needs books?
Fucking books, bunch of nerds.
Good old Sunsets of Thomar.
Sweet. So we'll come back next week. Everyone good for Wednesday the 25th?
Hell yeah.
I'm
Yep.
good.
Get a big old NPC and what's going on, don't. Little bit of weavings of the backstories in there.
Thanks. I hate it.
I think it's some pretty good stuff for Rorrim, some pretty good stuff for George in there.
Hell yeah.
Some name drops. Izron's a little tough because he's so out of place. I'm trying to get some in there for him. And then Derv's got Biggest the Chapel. Will be some good stuff from there. Hey, if you're watching, hope you enjoyed it. Be back next week. The group fights the dead rabbits and then goes from there. My next stream is on Friday with the campaign kickoff for the Druid, Curse of the Druid King. I think Mud's gonna play the Curse class, so we'll get to see it in action.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Oh boy.
Don't ruin the surprise.
I don't think it's a surprise. I think that whole party's going to end up being the curse class.
But yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you Friday. Have a good night.
Bye, humans.